And girls, what's up? Trainer Jack here. One thing that I get all the time as far as frequently asked questions in fitness goes is, Jack, I don't have any time between work, between cooking, between college, between friends, between whatever you have going on. I don't have time to work out. I don't have time to run. I don't have time to be physically active or prepare my food. What are some time savers that I can do, or what are things that don't take a lot of time, but are some serious work, or I can see some progress with? What are some techniques I can use to save time and get great workouts in? Because I think it's a huge misconception that you have to go spend an hour in the gym 4 or 5 times a week. That's not always the case. Some of the best results that I've seen in my aerobic and anaerobic conditioning have been working out like 20 to 30 minutes hard a day between 3 and 5 times a week. And some of those techniques that I use with people that I'll explain a little bit about is supersetting being one of them, circuit training, the second, metabolic conditioning workouts for 3, and then running, high intensity interval training or sprint training. So for the first one, supersetting, say that you're doing an exercise program where you've got, push-ups as an exercise, and then you've got squats, and then you've got rows, or you've got lunges or whatever after that. So doing a superset, you would take those exercises, like say push-ups and squats, and you'd perform those sets back to back and then have a rest period after that. Or if you're feeling ambitious, doing no rest at all and doing 10 to 20 push-ups and then getting up and doing 20 to 30 squats and going back and doing that for a certain number of rounds or times for that particular superset. Circuits are just a compounded version of that, where let's say you add 3 or more exercises. So then you've got squats, you've got push-ups, you've got box jumps, you've got jump rope, whatever you plan on doing in your circuit. So with supersetting, you're already cutting the time in half. With circuits training, you're saving even more time doing that. Metabolic conditioning, I just refer to those as just interesting, fun ways to mix up workouts. You see a lot of this kind of stuff with CrossFit. Don't be intimidated by the words CrossFit. All it really is a intense form of circuit training. It's really just circuit training, actually, with a lot of compound exercises, so you make sure you're maximizing the amount of exertion you're putting on compound muscle groups and muscle fibers. So you're doing a lot more work, you're burning a lot more calories than if you were working isolated muscle groups like your biceps. You're using full body workouts like a squat to row or a squat to overhead press. So you're recruiting a lot more muscle fibers and using your quadriceps, your hamstrings, your shoulders, your back muscles. So now that we've got metabolic conditioning, if you're a runner and you're looking for ways to save time, you don't have to go out and run like 2 to 4 or 5 miles, especially because that can be uninteresting to a lot of people. One thing that I love doing is at least twice a week I'll go out and I'll work on intervals, or I'll work on sprinting. And one of my sprint days, I go hard and I'll do tabata sprint training, which tabata, if you've read about, is working in 20-second periods of all-out work, like as hard as you can absolutely go, followed by a period of 10 seconds of rest. And if you don't feel like 10 seconds is a long enough period of rest, do a 20-second hard workout interval, and then cut it back to 20 or 30 seconds or 40 seconds or whatever you need to take, and then hit another hard 20 seconds. And I'll usually do 4 minutes of those, is what the typical Tabata protocol is. And I'll usually do like 3 rounds of those. So I'll do a full 4 minutes of switching back and forth between 20 and 10 of all-out sprint and 10-second recovery, and then take a 2 to 3 minute rest and repeat. And if you take any of these techniques on a given workout day, you can see that you'll be cutting your workout time in at least half, sometimes a third, and I can even get in a quarter. Like some of the hardest workouts I've ever done in my life have been 15 minutes and under, and it was complete obliteration. I probably burned just as many calories during that time period that I would have running 3 to 5 miles. And it sounds crazy, but it's absolutely true. And it's completely different because when you're doing muscular training, resistance training, as opposed to cardiovascular, you're just burning fat and burning calories, where when you're doing resistance training, you're actually going to be burning calories at rest, trying to rebuild those muscle fibers after you stop exercising. But anyways, I won't get into any more technical science. I just wanted to give you guys some great time saver ways that you can go exercise. If you don't think you have time, if you've got 15 minutes, you've got plenty of time to get in a great workout. Just make sure you shower and eat well afterwards, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks.